Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time stopping by, you're highly welcome into my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you about the characteristics of a good employer in the Middle East. But before doing that, please do me a favor by pressing the red icon below to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So every time I upload a new video, you're going to get notified. And please turn on your post notification so you're going to receive notifications every time I upload a video. And if you've been watching my videos so far, thank you so much. I really appreciate your effort you put on this channel. Every subscribers matter. So on today's video, like I said, I'll just go straight to the point. The first thing is, the first characteristic of a good employer is he or she is going to provide you with a residency visa. Resident visa is the most important thing in Bahrain, especially if you're a foreigner and you're working here. If you don't have a residency visa, it's quite expensive for an individual to get it. But if your company or your employer is providing it for you, it's more cheaper on her side, depending on the work you're doing, or the employment contract, depending on what you're doing in the shop. And if you have to do this thing by yourself and you have to be paid, oh my god, it's going to cost a lot. Or maybe you have to do your own freelance visa, it's going to be expensive. So to see the characteristics of a good employer, the first thing is he or she should provide you with a residency visa. Now the second thing is you're going to be having a good medical insurance. For a good employer, he or she will provide you with a good medical insurance. For example, I'm quoting myself. The company I was working for before, I had a good medical insurance. My medical insurance was type A. And same when I came here in my new company, I still have a good medical insurance, meaning I can go to the hospital. If I'm sick, I can go to the hospital and they do all my tests for me for free. I don't pay a dime. My sponsor or my employer has handled that part already. So if I have the slightest headache, I can go to the hospital and I complain, and they'll run me some tests, and yeah, they will give my medicines and everything is going to be free. Health is well. Just imagine you have to pay for medication. Just imagine you have to pay for lab tests. At the end of the day, every dime you're working in the country will be going off for the medicals. But if you have a good employer, he or she will provide you with your medical insurance, and they will make sure you have a good medical insurance so it covers a lot of expenses on your path. Now the next thing is there's going to be salary payments on time. So for a good employer, he or she will be paying your salary on time. Most of the time, I think some people receive their salary, I think, by the 26th or 28th of the month. It's good. And some people receive, you receive your salary. Let's say you have worked today, you've worked this month, and your month has ended. You start receiving your salary on the 20th. Now that's not a good employer, that's a bad employer. Anyways, it also depends on what he or she has discussed with you. Maybe the business is not going well and you have a dialogue with, because dialogue is very important at the job site. Because even if you're working and this person does not tell you, okay, this, and you have to beg your salary. No, you don't have to beg your salary, you're working for it, so you are entitled to earn this salary. Yeah. So this is another thing, salary payment on time. So if you're getting your salary on time, let's say by the 30th your salary is in your account, or the first 5 days of the new month your salary is in your account, you surely have a good employer. Stay there. And the next thing is, with a good employer, you're going to be having a very good salary. Yeah, they will not be stingy with the payments, because of course they know the work level you will be entering into, it's going to be high, and it's going to be, so of course they will give you a good pay. Anyways, payment equally depend, like in the Middle East, or let's say in Bahrain, your salary depend on your level of experience, and sometimes on your education. Because I actually made a video before about people who can have job with no degree, because a lot of people ask me, do I need degree to come to Bahrain? No, 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 you don't need degree. There are a lot of jobs you can do without degree and you still earn well. That's if you have to compare it to our CFR, trust me, you'll be earning way more than what you will be ever earning in Cameroon, even if you have a master's degree in some certain sectors. Because oh god, Cameroon will help my country. Now let's move to the sixth one. I'm going to be talking about normal working hours. Normally, the working hours is within 8 to 9, the interval. So if you're having this employer and he or she allows you to work within this interval, God, just pray for this employer, because there are a lot of people I have seen or I have heard. Like, I had one of my friends, she was working in a coffee shop. She was working for 16 hours. Yeah, she was working for 16 hours, and at the time she was like, oh, I'm working too much and my salary is low and this. But if you have an employer who is able to give you this short time, like you work from your 8 to 9 hours and you're home, and even if you have to work for additional hours, he or she pays you for these additional hours. Oh my God, you don't know what God has done for you. Okay. And the next thing is there's a continuous training in the sector. Even if no matter the number of years you have been in this company, you still get training from this company. It shows you have a good employer, right? Because no, a lot of people will not train you. A lot of people don't want you to take their recipe, or a lot of people will be scared. No, I don't want to show them my recipe, and maybe this. They still keep on training you. You still know, you still learn every day in the company. This is a good employer. And the next thing, which is the number 8 point, is there is a team spirit and a career growth. For a good employer, he or she would want that their company should always be in a teamwork. Like, you, of course, you don't want to have a company where this one come and gossip about this one come and gossip about this one to you, and you're like, maybe you're favoring some people and you're not favoring some people. So a good employer would like a team spirit, and would also like a company where there is career growth. You see that you're working in a company and your career is going into higher heights. Who on earth will not like this type of an employer? So these are the characteristics of a good employer. I will just give you a summary of a good employer. I had to name it and explain to you regarding everything. So let me go through a glance of the characteristics about a good employer. The first characteristics is, first, you're going to have he or she is going to provide you with your residency visa, and the second is you're going to have a good medical insurance. The third point is your salary is going to be transferred on time, and the fourth is you're going to be having a good salary. Now, the next point, which is the fifth one, is there will be a regular. Oh, I forgot to talk about this one. There's going to be a regular increase in salary. For example, some people tend to increase your salary after 6 months. Others tend to increase your salary after 1 year. But even after 1 year, you don't have an increment in salary. Hey, what are you working for? You, at least you should be added some small change into what you're working, right? So this is another characteristic of a good employer. And the next thing is you're going to have a normal working hour, which is about 8 to 9, and you're going to have a continuous training. You're also going to have a career growth and a team spirit. Guys, it is very difficult to have a good employer, but it is very easy to have a bad employer. If you have a good employer, stay there. Don't complain. Sometimes these good employers might be very strict on you when it comes to their business. They want things to be done rightly. And if you do the things wrongly, they might scold at you, or they might give you some warning letters. Don't say, no, my employer is bad and everything. Likewise, everybody is not perfect. Some people have their own bad side. But trust me, these are the characteristics of a good employer. If you have all these listed down, you have a good employer. Stay where you are. So this is the end part of my video. I hope I educated you about the characteristics of a good employer. I'll be seeing you guys again in my next video. Bye bye.